All right, guys, I wanted to show you today the Wyze Palm Lock. I'm going to show you what comes in the box, how to set it up, how to use it with the app, and demonstrate all the different ways to lock and unlock this thing. So this may be a good product for you if, of course, you are looking to be able to just lock and unlock your door using your palm, but you still have access to things such as the keypad. You even have a manual key that you can put in there. You can also use it with voice assistants such as Alexa and Google Home. Now, everything does come in the box, including this rechargeable battery, so that's pretty cool. You never have to replace this thing. You just have to charge it using the USB slot in the back there. And to set everything up, you just need to be able to provide your own power drill or a screwdriver. All right, so first things first, of course, you will want to remove your initial lock. Now, if you don't have one, you can just start off by installing the strike plate. Now, I did have a previous lock on here already, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and use that same strike plate since it's fine. And then once you have that installed, you will want to install the latch. Now, the latch does twist like that to lengthen, so depending on how far your back set is, you can adjust it that way. I'm just going to keep mine short, and then you just go ahead, insert it in there, and then use the provided screws to screw it in on the sides. All right, next you're gonna take your exterior assembly, so the part that goes outside, and you're gonna take this skinny little thing called the tailpiece, insert that through the slot in the latch, and then just route the wire underneath the latch. All right, perfect. Now it should just hang there by itself. And then next you're gonna take the mounting plate, which is the back piece of the interior assembly. Go ahead and just take that off. And then you're basically gonna stick the tailpiece through that circle in the middle and then route the wire through the square part below. All right, again, just let it hang. And then what you're gonna do is connect those two pieces using the two long screws. You'll see two circles to the right and left of the tailpiece. Go ahead and screw those in. All right, once that's set, go ahead and take the interior assembly, stick the tailpiece right through the center there, and then connect the wire. So you'll see a red marking. You basically just want to line that up to connect the wire. All right, perfect. So once you have the tailpiece inserted, go ahead and just remove the cover of the interior assembly. And then you'll see two holes kind of in the center there and a third one at the bottom. And that's for attaching this interior assembly to the mounting plate. So go ahead and screw those in. And then go ahead and feel free to do a manual check to make sure the lock goes in and out fine. And lastly, you'll go ahead and install the rechargeable batteries. So there's a big main one that you can install, and then there is actually a backup battery. So this will automatically recharge once you have that main battery in there. And then you can go ahead and cover it up. All right, and it's at this point that you can go ahead and download the app and get things set up. So let's take a look at that now. All right, guys, so I am in the app. I already downloaded it and set it up with my Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So it's gonna first essentially have you set up a code. So I just skipped that part because that's pretty self-explanatory, but I did want to show you how it works with adding your palm print. So I'll go ahead and click on add my palm print. I'll add my right palm.
Hold your palm 3 to 7 inches in front of the lock screen.
All right, so I'll follow those instructions.
Palm scan successful.
Boom. Look at that, it's as easy as that. And that's it. All right, great. And then as you can see here, it'll just take you to this main screen. You'll see the history of the locking and unlocking and the method that was used. You'll see, of course, that circle right in the middle there. And as you may guess, you can just click on that to lock and unlock the lock. And it's super responsive. And then as you'll see there, it'll update the history of the locking and unlocking and the method that was used. And then you can go to the top right, the gear, and that's the settings. So you can change the name of your lock. You can adjust the access and the sharing. This is where you add your users. So if you click on plus sign, it'll give you the choice to give them Wyze account access, so high level access or lock access only. So Wyze account will let them create their own codes and fingerprints, but choosing lock access only, that's where you will set the code for them and then have them add their fingerprint manually when they're with you. You can also see at the bottom there, you can restrict their access to certain times, whether it's always, recurring, or temporary. If you click on one-time code, this is where you can set the one-time code to expire at a certain time. You'll just click save. And then once you click on create one-time code, it will create and generate and display a code for you on the screen there. Back on the settings page, click into notifications. This is where you can have it notify you when the door is locked or when it gets unlocked. There's also the auto lock function. You can turn that on and off, and then you can set the time that it takes for it to auto lock. The lock after hours option, you can turn that on and then you can have it just auto lock after a certain time on a certain day. You have the volume option, which is pretty self-explanatory, both for the operation sounds and the alarm sound. Third-party integration is where you will set up the device to be able to work with Google Home and Alexa. You can recalibrate using the calibration option there, and then failed entry lockout. So after 5 consecutive times of failure, it will go ahead and sound the alarm. And then you have automation. So automations is probably the coolest feature in this entire app, because if you click into that and then you create custom automation. So you have these 4 options. So a lot of, door locks will have the schedule option where you can have it lock and unlock on a schedule. But here you have several options. So when you tap a shortcut, it can trigger automation. You can have the door lock and unlock along with another device. So let's say you turn a light on, or if your security cam notices your cat, it will unlock the door, for example. You can set it up that way. And you can even set it to lock and unlock when you arrive or leave a location. So let's go into that, for example. And so you create this logic. So let's say if I leave, and then you set the location using the set location option. So let's say your house address, and then you can choose the do. You can add action, which is to then lock or unlock. So if you're leaving, of course, you will click on lock. You can click save. And then the time option down there, you can have it do these actions only at a certain time if you'd like, or on certain days. And then at the very bottom of the settings page would be the device info, the support contact info, and the ability to restart or delete your device. All right, guys, and I just wanted to physically demonstrate exactly how this works. So let's go ahead and lock it and go through the various methods. So of course you have your keypad unlocking method. You go ahead and just enter your code and it will unlock right away. Very cool. Now there is also the physical key, and the way you access the lock is just by sliding that panel down. Go ahead and insert your key. Looks like it works just fine. And then of course there was the app, and you can use it with Alexa and Google Home. But of course the main draw of this is the palm recognition. So let's try that out now. And just like that, it's really easy. You just hold it 5 to 7 inches away and it'll unlock immediately. So that's pretty cool. Of course, from the inside, you would lock it and unlock it using that thumb turn. You could also press the lock key on the keypad to lock it. And then you have the auto lock capability as well, where it locks itself. All right, I hope that helps you decide whether this is right for you today, but it's got a lot of powerful automation options, various methods of locking and unlocking, specifically the palm recognition, which works really well. So definitely check this thing out today.